Welcome back. So just we as we know we are going through elements of Elementor. We've taken some elements. I will not be able to take them one by one, one after the other to the end because they virtually operate the same way. You should be able to understand the rest. And why we cannot even take them all is that there are some plugins when you install them, they are going to add their own element to Elementor. For that reason, you have to know as a developer, one thing that is very important for you is ability to observe, to read, ability to look at the detail of each of the element. What do you want to achieve with the element? Now, let me take one more or more, but I will just go over them now and explain. Now we have button. If you need a button on your side, we use the button element. You see now I move the button. The button adopts the primary color of the page of the site. You can change it to what you like. Now let's say I click this button. We have the button link. Here is the link. So I'm going to use that ref now again. What do I call it? That reg that I did the other time. You see, it's the same page. So it's not going to, it's the same section rather. So I can't use it. At this point, it must lead me to a page. So you can select the page you want it to lead you to. And if you don't have page yet, use hashtag. Use hashtag to make sure that the page is not leading anywhere. There is the button. Now let's see, look at the style of the button. We have the text color. There's no text, we leave it without color rather. Then background, no background. That's for the, let's scroll down. Let's now come to the background. When you click background, it's using the default color, text color default color. So let's check this to see affected background. You can see that it affected the background because now I change it from default color. Why this color is there is that there's a default color already selected for button with this theme. So whenever you are using button, except you change it by yourself, it's going to bring this color. So let's choose the over now. The over is also default, but you can change it as I said. You can come to the background color, change it to what you like. Let's say I want the background to be red, and see it's red, and I want the over not to be blue again. Come to the border background color of over and I make it black, and see, change it. That's how to change it. So that's about button. I will check another element first. We don't have all the time, so we're just going to flip through all the elements. Let me pick icon. Icon. So let's look for icon. I've removed the button, so I'm looking for icon. So we choose, and see icon. You can now select the icon you want, can align it to where you like. If I come here now and use check, you can see we have different check icon. So if I choose this and insert, you can see that become check. I can now also use, come to style and change the primary color to green. I'm going to change it to green. Let's a bit deeper green. You can see that I've changed the check color. So that's about icon. Let's still look at another icon, which we call the icon box. The icon box. So we have the icon box now. See the icon box. The difference between icon and icon box is that with the icon box, it comes with the icon heading and description. As you can see there, you can see the view. It said frame. When I say frame, it's going to give it a frame. When I say starch, look at what happened. It is going to put it in a circle. There's color circle. So now you can decide the one you want. So what is the shape? I need a square for the starch. Let's go for the frame. The same thing. You can go for circle or square. Then you can change the description and the heading. Move to the style of it. We can align it. You can see what I just did. Move it to the side. Move it to the side. I can also move this vertical and move this down. So they are very important. Then we can come to the icon now. The spacing between the icon and the text. You can see I move it. You can also increase the size of the icon from small to big. This depends on what you want to. If I just want this icon to be as if I'm using it for labeling, numbering, I come back to the content and I move. Sorry, it should be in style. I move this up or middle, so it will now be as if numbering this. So depending on what you want to achieve, so we have icon box now. What else do we need? Let's scroll and check other element. Let's check other element. Spacer. Spacer. I use spacer oftentimes when I want to create space. Let's say for instance now, I don't have this here, and well, this is excellently equal, almost equal. Let's say I want this right up to move to the edge of this image. I can achieve that using spacer. Just as the name implies, that is the work it's doing. So I'm going to put the spacer here. Then I can adjust it. So you see that as it creates space. If I want to add more spaces, you can see now we use it to add space in between elements. So that is spacer. Then I will see if I can have other complex one. We have image box, almost the same work with icon box. I just show you now, but I will not do anything. Almost the same function as icon box. You can see they are related. So I'm removing it. The next, so I'm just going quickly over them. Let's choose carousel. When you choose carousel, it's going to require you to add images. Where did I put it? It seems it placed somewhere, I don't know. I don't know where the carousel I click now just enter into. So I'm going back. I have if I move this here now it will ask me to add images. I just come here, then I can use images. Let me use for tiny images. Okay, let me select these people. 2, 3, 4, and let me leave this one out. Let me leave this out. Then it will ask you to create new gallery. So it now insert in the gallery. So what happened now is that I have 4 images in the carousel. So now it moves. You can see it's going to move. I say it's going to continue. So that's why we have some images can be sliding. So I can set it out the number of image to show. So let's say now I want just two. So what will happen? It's reduced to two. Let's say I want it to be one at a time. It's going to put one. Image stress. Yes, stress the image since it's one. Wow, it's because the image is too small, so it's not going to bring the quality out. So, but that's just what I want to achieve. If I can get the image of this size, so each of them will be sliding one after the other. Now, if I change this to 300 instead of 150, and say, so the images will be scrolling like a slide. So that is what we achieve by that. I can decide to change it back to 2. And so when I change it back to 2, it reduce the size. Then this look good. Then we can come here. You see we have navigation. This dot you see there is saying dot and arrow. You can see the arrow is the one beside, the dot is the one underneath. So we can change it. It can be only dot, can be none, can be dot and arrow. Then what type of arrow do I want to use? What type of icon do I want to use for my arrow? I can select them here. So I can go to icon library and select what I want to use. We can also use link so that when you click on the image, it's going to lead you to another page. So that is that we want to achieve with icon, with a carousel rather. Now, the next we can move on is image gallery. Image gallery. So I'm going to use image gallery beside the next this. It's almost the same. The only difference is that that image gallery does not slide. So I'm going to use the same set. Okay, let me use this set of images. Let me use this, this, and this for the image gallery. So can see now the image gallery. Can see it will. It's also now image gallery even slide now. I don't know. So now it slide. You can also allow it to slide. You can allow it to stretch. You can. It seems it's image carousel I enter, not image gallery. I was wondering. Sorry. Let me delete that and go to image gallery. That is the basic gallery. Yes, this is what I was looking for. So I'm sorry, that's not what the initial one was different for what. So I'm going to use these images, this natural full. So we're going to use this for the gallery. So we're going to insert it in the gallery. So you can see now. So it will just put the images. You can now come here and say how many column. We're going to make it 3. Can see. So I'm going to make it 2. Can say it's not too good. So we come to sizes. Let's make it 300. Good. Good. Now we can now have check if we come to style whether we can do some spacing custom. Can you see? Create space spacing in between them, and that looks a bit beautiful than the club C one. So now we can come to radius. The border that type, we have solid. That means I'm giving border around each of the images. I can now come to radius and see the edge as I've created kind of a design with the radius under it. So please, you people, please follow this, practice over and over. They are very simple. You don't need anything than to study everything on each of the elements. That is the secret. If you want to somebody that will teach you everything, you will never see, because it will even become confusing. But when you have the basic or foundation, you should be able to build on it. Finally, before I move, I think this is a bit longer video than others. I will use what we call the toggle. The Sorry, so that I can get the name for you. Yes, it's toggle. I will take toggle, and let me just take toggle for now. Toggle. The work of toggle is for you to have some points that when you click it expand for you to read what's under. So you can set it as you like. You can set the active icon and the inactive icon. You can come to style. You can create spacing. You can see it. You can create border width. You can see. You can do a lot of things. You can come to the title. You can give title the padding. You can come to icon, create spacing between the icon. You can come to content, everything. You can just make sure that learn how to check everything on each element. Check what you can achieve. That is the work of a designer, a web builder. So thank you. I may still take, let me see other elements. I want you to take them yourself under elements. So if you have question, you can now ask me question regarding other elements. But follow the principle I told you. Make sure you check each element. Once you click them, move them to the page, observe them, open what you can do, test everything out, and you'll be able to learn from that. So that is all I will be taking under Elementor element. One final thing. Let me check the Elementor form. Elementor form. Sorry, I will end it here. Then I will take Elementor form in another video. Thank you very much. Meet you in the next video.